over Belmore Tuesday. You think hockey?
It's 5 minutes. You want to do it? You can do it. I'll do it for you. Mom. I'm going to do it for a little bit. I'm going to go get it set up.
You guys play yesterday?
And welcome to this afternoon's tilt between the Westchester Express and the Long Island Arrows, a New York State Tournament qualifier game. So an important game for those who want to take a trip to Buffalo in March. The Express have played 2 state qualifier games so far this year, both against the PAL Junior Islanders. The Express and the Isle split those games, each winning one on their home ice. And so getting a second win in that state qualifier bracket, ever important for the Express. Express playing their first game of the weekend after a cancellation yesterday of the scheduled game against Notre Dame Academy. The Arrows will be wearing their home whites, going from our left to our right in the first period. The Express wearing their road blacks. And we'll be going from our right to our left. it appears that Robert Fenn, who also happens to be an assistant captain, will be in net for the Arrows. And we'll see who gets the start for the Express. Both Tim Halowitz and Everett McDonald getting shots here in warm-up. A lot of action in area youth hockey this weekend. And among many things, our thoughts with our friend Leo McCullough from the Avalanche, who suffered a concussion yesterday, appears to be doing better. And Leo, we're rooting for you. And we're also going to call this the Jordan Siegel honorary Italy game, as I have a vision in my head of your usual broadcaster, Jordan, sitting on a piazza right now with a glass of wine, some gnocchi, and perhaps getting ready for the profiteroles as he watches this broadcast 6 hours ahead in Central Europe. So down to the final minute of warm-up. A couple keys to the game. One thing we've definitely seen out of this team at Westchester this season is not necessarily coming out to a fast start against certain opponents that they expect to be able to win based on rankings or other unimportant things. So I'm looking for a better start. I'm looking for the team to get pucks in deep and forecheck more aggressively. And on the other side, looking for the Express to make the simple first pass out of the zone, not overcomplicate things going up the middle. Making sure that the safe play is almost always the best play. State qualifier game, we're going to have 3 15-minute periods. And I believe no ice resurface in between periods, if I recall the prior state qualifier games. And I did offer an opportunity for a kid tied with the Arrows to possibly broadcast for a few minutes in the second period. So we'll see if he takes me up on that offer. So ready to get going. It will be Tim Halowitz in net for the Express against Fenn for the Arrows. Nolan, Colin, AJ, Avi, Tryon to get things started. And we are underway here in the first. Tryon gets the line to Colin, right wing. It's knocked off the puck, is pushed in behind the net. And now Avi will keep it in and fires it into the far corner. Nolan first one there. So a little bit of early puck pressure here for Westchester. There's a pass, went in front, but it's picked off and the Arrows will come back. Gertler takes a hit from Avi, and Tryon will play it. Tryon, D to Avi. Hits AJ, who chips it in, and the Express will make a D-pair change. Colin has it, looking for Nolan in the slot. Shot hits some traffic and goes wide. Arrows will pick it up. They will look to clear, but a good forecheck by this line as Findrati out for his first shift of the game, and the puck comes out. Andy Paul back in action after a wedding weekend last weekend. Fires it in, chases after it, took a hit, and the Arrows will clear the zone. Puck hopped over towards his stick, and Mason stands up his man and levels him into the boards. Arrows get the puck. Dratty tries to push it into the corner. And Brian Mayer battling there, but now Torts will come away. Sends it behind Piers. Jack Piers dumps it in deep. Torts is there first. Piers in behind the net. Puck is freed up by an Arrow, and Mayer tried to get it out, but Dratty keeps it in. Julian, there's a shot, and Fenn makes his first save of the game and hangs on. Minute 50 played so far. Scoreless early here on Long Island. TZ and Toro on this face-off. TZ wins a quick shot, gloved immediately by Fenn. Second save of the game, that one off the stick of Jackson Murphy. Good to see Murph back after missing a couple weeks. Played last week, and of course, puck bounced off the back wall right in front, but it's cleared by the Arrows. Murph knocks it down at the red line, and Ramsey will chip it in. Takes a hit. Murph will chase after it. Beats his man there. Picked up by TZ. McFarland at the point, blocked. Off a leg, goes wide. Hudson chips it towards the net, hit a stick. Loose, Ramsey shot, Fenn save, rebound, and they score! Henry Tomaszewski! As the Express swarm the net, McFarland with the assist. It's 1-0 Westchester. So we talked about the keys of the game, getting a forecheck going and getting pucks on net. This line does its duty for the Express to give it the early lead. Off the draw at center. Tryon will play it up off Declan. I thought he touched it. They're going to call it icing on the Express. 12:23 to go, first period. Early 1-0 lead for Westchester. Face-off coming all the way back into the Express zone to the left. Now they're going to put it to the right of Timmy. Jack Piers in on the draw and gets it over to Avi. Goes off a stick, but gets out to center. Flipped back in by Fernandez. Grignoli is there. Tryon after him. Chips it to Avi. His pass went off a leg. He hesitated on the first pass, but the Express able to get it out and chip it in deep. So Avi's going to want to make that outlet pass a little bit quicker. Puck taken away by Declan. Battling in the corner. To the point. Andy knocked it down with his skate rather. Got it to Nolan. Nolan out with Declan and AJ. Nolan able to knock it down, but now the Arrows will look to come back. Good stick by Andy Paul to knock it away. Nolan has numbers coming back. He'll chip it in deep and chasing after it. Nolan disrupts the Arrow defender. And now the puck is below the goal line. AJ's going to, actually Nolan's going to chase after it there. Nolan takes a hit, knocked off the puck. Here's Colin looking for some space, feeds it in front, unable to connect. Had AJ and Nolan in front of the net. Grignoli able to get it out for the Arrows, and now Andy with a man on him will turn on his edges and get away. Here's Andy Paul. Andy tried to throw it in front, goes off a leg. Still with it, AJ a shot, pad save, Fenn. Good low drive by AJ. Hudson knocks down that pass as Grignoli was trying to get behind the defense. Hudson, there's a shot right in front, and it didn't connect, but Briones was there looking for a tip. Briones, one of the more lethal goal scorers on this Arrow team. Hudson able to chip it up and out, and here's a 2-on-1. Dratty with Nigro. Dratty shot. He scores! Who's your Dratty? Finn Dratty! Looked off Colin on the 2-on-1 and beats Fenn. It's a 2-0 lead for the Express. With exactly 10 minutes to go in the first period, and the Arrows are going to use their timeout early in this one, similar to what Coach Gillespie did against Red Bank a couple Sundays ago. So a lot of hockey to go in this one. Still 40 minutes of game time, but the Express with an early 2-0 lead. And from what I can hear, the Arrows coach asking for more effort, more compete from his team, with a couple of other words sprinkled in there. And we're back underway. Frazier had some trouble with the puck. Dratty after it. Baerga was on him. And now the Arrows will clear the zone. And here comes Briones. Briones with a head of steam. Briones, but taken wide by Hudson. Good defensive play there. Now they'll look to cycle. Mayer tried to get it in front, but it's picked up. And pass up to Dratty. And Piers is a step offsides. So the faceoff will be outside the Arrows blue line with 9:31 to go here in the first. Jack Piers, Finn Dratty, Justin Tortorella with Avi and Tryon. Face-off won by the Express, and Avi was able to get it out. A little bit dangerous there. Gloved down by Piers, and now coming back is Torts up to Dratty. Leaves it there for Jack Piers. His momentum is stopped, but he kept going and held on to the puck. Throws it in front. There's a shot. Fenn with a big save on Tortorella. Avi keeps it in. There's a drive. That one angled just wide. Tryon will keep it in. Puck goes behind the net. Frazier is there. Avi will step up, able to keep it in at the half wall. They're still battling. Here's Torts. He has room. Tried to leave it there, but it's picked off. Avi keeps it in. There's a shot. Goes off a stick and high. So good pressure yet again by the Express. I think the Arrows were not quite expecting the team speed in this one. Avi tried to keep it in, but this time it comes out. Avi will backhand it back deep into the Arrow zone, and Ramsey steals the clearing pass. Here's Henry Ramsey. had it. It was cleared by the Arrows. And here's Grignoli. He makes a move, but good play by Brett Mason to recover. There's a shot, goes wide. I don't believe we yet have an official shot on goal for the Arrows as we approach under 8 minutes to play in the first. 2-0 Express. There's a shot by Ramsey from the red line, and Fenn will gobble that one up and hang on. So face-off deep in the Arrow zone with 7:51 to play in the first. Off the draw, puck goes behind the net. Declan is there. Gets it to Finn. Knocked off the puck, and Mayer will look to come back. Here's Mayer. Good stick by Hudson. And now he gathers the puck and will chip it up to Ryan DeMeo, glove down. And they're going to call that a hand pass on the Express. So this faceoff will come deep into the Westchester zone to the left of Timmy. And coming out with it are the Express. Here's Declan. Has DeMeo with him. Tried to feed it, but DeMeo was nicely tied up there by the Arrows defender. Grignoli tries to get away. Hudson able to take him out. They're going to call interference on Hudson. A tough call, technically right since the puck got past both players. But given that the puck was only near those two, other officials might have let that one go. So with that, the first power play of the game goes to the Arrows with 7:11 to play here in the first period. Nolan out with TZ, Tryon, and Avi. TZ and Toro on the draw. And they put the penalty up on the board. And the Arrows have the puck off the draw. Avi's in there, chasing after his man, able to knock him off the puck temporarily. Now Toro's there. Tryon tried to get it away from him, up on the near side wall. Grignoli controls. Here's Grignoli. Tryon knocked him off the puck, but the Arrows maintain possession. Again, puck so far staying to the perimeter. First 30 seconds gone by on the kill. Still with the puck is Gertler. Toro with a little move. There's a shot. Avi gets it and he fires it down the ice. Fenn will play it up, and the Arrows will try to come back the other way. 70 seconds to go. Lever takes it behind the net. Sticked off the puck by Paul, but he managed to keep possession. They throw it in behind the net. There's a pass to a trailer and a shot. That one missed. Lever keeps it in. Battling on the near side and able to get it out was Torts to TZ, who clears. Express will bring on 4 new players. Jack Pierce, Torts, Mason, and Andy. Mason stands up his man. That was Briones. And it's fired. It goes off the boards with a funny ricochet. And here comes Torts. He's got a man cutting to the net. There's a shot, and Fenn with a big save as Jack Pierce was cutting to the net. And Fenn keeps this a 2-goal game. .5:31 to play. So best opportunity on this penalty so far, that time going to the Arrows, and they're going to call a penalty for interference on the far side on the It's going to be on AJ for the Express. So a 14-second 5-on-3 with 5:25 to go in the first. Face-off here will be critical. It's Avi, Julian, and Colin. So a little bit of a test here for the Express. There was a lot of traffic on that far side in front of the Arrows bench. I didn't get a good look on whether AJ had indeed committed interference, but it is the call, and they get the second penalty up on the board. Colin, not a typical face-off man, so let's see how this goes. He is able to win it. Avi gets knocked down, but got it on his knees over to Julian. Kept in, there's a shot. Timmy the save. Far side. Briones over to Baerga. There's a shot. That one goes wide. And we're at 5-on-4 as Nolan steps onto the ice as the first penalty is over. Mayer a step offsides. So we'll have a face-off just outside the Express blue line. 100 seconds to go in the penalty to AJ. Colin, Nolan, Hudson, and Avi out. And this faceoff is won by the Arrows. Hudson knocks it down and tried to get it in deep, but it was held up, and coming the other way is Mayer. Mayer will dump it in off the boards. Hudson battling. In behind the net, there's a shot, and there was a rebound. It looked like Avi had tied his man up. Battling far side, Avi with the stick. Briones hanging on to it. Angles a pass to the point. Frazier shot blocked by Nolan. Kept in. There's a one-timer. Timmy the save. Avi gets there, tries to wrap it. Frazier unable to keep it in. Here's a potential break if Nolan gets there. And he's got Colin in front of the net. There's a pass. Goes off Colin's skate, unable to handle it. So almost an opportunity off a 2-on-1 off the clear. 48 seconds to go in this penalty, and the Express makes some changes on their D pairs, and Brett will fire it in. Under 4 to play in the first. Loose puck. Colin's going to get there first. Is knocked off of it. And now Gertler will look to come away with 25 seconds to go in the penalty kill. Mason puts it up the wall. Colin tries to chip it. Battle won by the Arrows. Mason stands his man up, wins the battle, and the puck is cleared by Colin. So that will do it. 2 consecutive penalties with a short 5-on-3 completely killed off by the Express to maintain their 2-goal lead. And here comes TZ as the Arrows were in the midst of a change. A shot and the rebound after the save went under Declan's stick. Nice low drive there by the Express, just not able to connect on the rebound. Approaching 3 to play in the first. Arrows far side, dump it in behind the net. Darby gets it over to the far side. And now they're still behind the goal line. Now Darby up the wall, sends it back below the goal line. And so the Arrows struggling right now. And Andy Paul keeps it in. There's a shot. It hit a stick, went over top of the net. Mason keeps it in. So aggressive forechecking here by the Express. There's an attempted wraparound. Trying to stuff it in there was Declan, but Fenn kept it out. And the Arrows get it and ice the puck. With 2:26 to go in the first. 2-0. Goals for TZ and Dratty. And another good shift there by the Express. Puck comes to center. Avi has it. He's going to fire it back in. Express clear the zone. Torts hanging onto it behind the net. Off the wall. Avi, there's a shot. Fenn makes the save. Some traffic in front. and Fenn was able to see it and make the save. That's a high-quality save by Fenn. Draddy to take the draw. He wins it to the point. Avi, there's another shot. That one was too easy. Fenn gloves that easily. And another face-off. Puck lying there. Arrows are going to get possession this time. Toro knocked off the puck. Good play there by Pierce. Pierce stick handling. Passes it. Avi was a half-second delay. Throws it right in front. And Mayer is able to get around his man, but Tryon with a good job to recover. Pierce back to Tryon in his own zone. Pass goes behind Avi, and it's fired in by Frazier. Tryon to Avi. And that pass goes too far for Pierce, and it's icing on the Express. 82 seconds to go here in the first. And if only I could message Jordan Siegel, I would love to know how the profiteroles are tasting right about now. As he sits in that piazza, I'm imagining. Off the draw. Hudson battling, and the Express win the puck battle. Colin comes away, passes it up to AJ. AJ pulls up. Tried to hit a trailer, but Grignoli was the only one there. And Nolan will look to recover. But coming back now are the Arrows. Under a minute to play in the first. There's a shot. Timmy makes the save. Temporarily lost sight of the rebound, but able to shovel it to the corner. Arrows battling, goes behind the net. Julian tries to get it up the wall, and it does get out. Here's a potential 2-on-1. Arrows will try to come back. Colin, there's a shot. He just missed the net. Had AJ cutting. Julian stands up his man, and he passes it up the far side. .25 seconds to go in the period. Andy skates, and there's a shot, and the Express are offsides. With 19.9 seconds to go here in the first. Henry Ramsey, Jackson Murphy, Henry Tomaszewski out with Paul and Mason. Off the draw, one cleanly by TZ, and the Express get the zone. Mason, there's a shot, and it's fought off by Fenn. Here's a potential rush with 3 seconds. Briones, but he's stood up. Puck is loose, and that will do it. So a good recovery there by Mason, and that will do it at the end of one. TZ, the first goal. Draddy, the second. 2-0 at the end of one here on Long Island. Will take 60 seconds.
So I always said we had a team trip and we forgot. Everybody in the team we're never able to get it through the window. Yeah. That was always my weakness. Never went through the second.
I think she do have the fun.
The cloud too. What the really
Luce, what jersey you wearing to that?
Huh? Oh, this is 43 on Sunday.
Oh, God.
because the destination is doomed. A little better.
So about to get underway here for period number 2. And the Express will be going from our left to our right in this second period. They will send out Colin, AJ, Nolan, Avi, and Tryon. So long change here in period 2, and the Express will have to both be careful about that change, but also potentially take advantage of their team speed advantage that they appear to have. Avi up the wall, and a good breakout. Here comes AJ. AJ looking to make a move around Darby, instead goes to the corner, sends it behind the net. Nolan is there. Nolan lost an edge. Arrows try to clear. And Avi will pinch to keep it in. Sends it down low. Arrows try to get it out, but now Tryon will jump up to keep it in. So good activation by the D. There's a pass in front. Did not get through. Colin tried to steal it. Here's Nolan. Nolan tried to get in front, but Frazier pushed him wide. Nolan will cycle it down low. Battling in there now is AJ. So the first 45 seconds of the second, so far all Arrows, and now it is cleared. Avi will get there first, but he overplayed it, and here comes Mayer. There's a shot, and the save is made by Timmy. Marcuselli fires it in, Avi to chase after it. That battle won by an arrow. Colin now has it down low. He will look to get away. And up to Nolan to AJ, he'll fire it in. Express will look to swap out all 5 players, and they're able to steal it. Here's Jack Piers in behind the net. Piers to Dratty. Mason up high. There's a shot. Tipped and goes wide. Behind the net. They tried to pass to a cutting Paul. Broken up by the Arrows, and here comes Briones. Just lost the handle. And the Express are back in support. Pass goes too far for Piers. Gertler at center. Throws it up to Briones. Knocked away by Mason. But now here comes a man. Blocked. There's a shot. Timmy the save. Rebound in the slot. Cleared up to Dratty. Dratty at center. Sends it to Piers. Torts cutting to the net. They try to throw it in front. And Dratty threw it towards the net. Torts knocked the net off. Officials not calling play. They're going to let them play and reset the net. And now they're going to cover it up. 12:36 to go. Second period. Scoreboard says first period. Still 2-0. Early goals from TZ and Dratty. Face-off won by the Arrows. And the Arrows clear the zone. Hudson is there. Plays it up to Murph. And the puck bounces towards the Arrow zone. Darby will pick it up. Off the far wall. And Hudson will chase it in behind his own net. Up the wall to Ramsey to TZ. Over the line, goes right on net. Fenn will cover that one up. And hang on as TZ greets him in the crease. .12:04 to go. Face off to the right of Fenn. Won by the Arrows. And Avi had some trouble with it, able to get it up to Finn. Dratty. Chasing after it is Declan. DeMeo is in there, in behind the net. Now it comes up the near side wall, trying to pinch to keep it in, but it bounces out. Dratty to Avi. Avi with a little feed to DeMeo. Goes off the stick. There's a shot. Hopped over the stick, though, of Declan. And the Arrows fire it down the ice. That will be icing on Long Island. .11:25 to go. Face off to the left of Fenn. Off the draw, TZ tried to play it forwards, but it's kept in. Here's Mason. There's a shot. Hits a body in front. I believe that was Declan's and bounces wide. Arrows steal it. TZ steals it right back. Here's Declan. Takes it behind the net. Declan looking for options. Still has it. Throws it behind the net. Picked up there by Murph. Takes his man to the ice. Puck tried to go in front. Knocked down by an Arrows defenseman. Puck is bouncing. And finally pushed away. But the Express still chasing after it. And now the Arrows looking for a home run pass as they got someone behind the defense. But the pass didn't get there in time. Mason knocks it down to Paul. He fires it in. Marcuselli chases after it. TZ is going to get there first. In the corner to Fenn's left. Puck comes in front. There's a shot by AJ who came in off the bench. And he just missed. Express looking to make some changes with the bench nearby the offensive zone. AJ in the corner. Over to Mason. Fed it off a Arrow. TZ, a shot, save, rebound. Hit the stick of, I think that was Colin. Just couldn't hang on to it. Colin, though, keeps it in. Throws it right back towards the net. AJ's there. Under 10 to play in the second. Mason will chip it. Colin below the goal line. Colin fakes a cut. Goes up high. Still has it. Colin a shot. He skies it over top of the net and out of play. Nice move by Colin. Was looking for the high-end finish and just went up a little too high. Nolan, Colin, AJ, Hudson, and Julian out. Express have had a good day at the faceoff circle. There's a shot, and Hudson just missed wide. Julian dumps it down low. First one there. Nolan to Colin. There's a shot. Rebound battling is AJ. Fenn keeps it out. Right at the goal line. And AJ with a couple of good whacks there, but not able to get it past Fenn. 9.5 to play here in the second. Julian stick handles, dumps it down low. Colin gets it. So another face-off win there for the Express. There's a shot from the point that goes wide. Julian will dump it in deep as he pinches to keep it in. Colin battling, AJ behind the net. Nolan gets there. Nolan dumps it down low. Colin takes a hit, and it is still kept in, that time by Hudson. So this second period entirely in the Arrow zone so far. And now Briones will look to come away. Briones with a little deceptive move, but Julian able to recover. Puck is in the Express zone. Multiple players battling. Briones gets it. There's a shot. Timmy the save, and he hangs on to the rebound. New fivesome out for the Express. Avi, Tryon, Dratty, Jack, Piers, and Torts. Off the draw, there's a steal. Arrow stole the draw. There's a shot tipped in front. Timmy's got the pad stacked. Avi trying to freeze it on the pad, and Timmy covers it up to hang on. And Coach Gillespie's going to remove all 5 players off that sequence. That was a bit of a mess. So they drop it again. Mason able to get it to Murph. He's able to clear it. A nice backhand pass off the wall. Here comes Ramsey. Knocked off the puck at the last second by Frazier. Tried to throw it in front to a cutting TZ. There's a lot of traffic in front of me, so I'm trying to evade the officials and others to get a good view. Puck comes to center. Paul will fire it back in. Murph is in there. 8 minutes to play in the second. There's a pass off the boards and a big hit by Brett. No call. Murph will win the foot race back into the Arrow zone. He battles Darby. Ramsey's in there. And temporarily kept in. Now the Arrows will get it out. That bounced out. And the Express will have to clear the zone. They do. And the puck's going to go all the way on Timmy, and he's going to hang on. So again, as we've said, as we're now exactly one tick below the midpoint of the second period, the puck possession almost entirely in the Arrow zone, but the last 3 shifts or so have just gotten a little messy from an Express perspective. Another face-off win by the Express, but it's kept in by the Arrows. Now Declan gets it out. And it's flipped by Naraidu out of play. And they're going to bring this faceoff back to the dot just outside the Arrows' blue line. Nolan, Ryan, Declan. Nolan wins the draw to Declan. There's a shot. That one is saved by the right pad of Fenn. Hudson keeps in the bouncing puck. There's a shot. It got blocked. Nolan moving forwards on the half wall. Knocks it behind the net. Declan is there. Declan takes a hit in the back. Able to get the puck, though, while he was falling to Nolan. Nolan knocked off the puck. Glove down, kept in by Hudson as he took a hit. And they are going to call that roughing on the Arrows. So the first power play of the game for the Express, coming with 6:47 to play in the second. And you know the old saying, the worst lead in hockey is a 2-goal lead, so the Express would like nothing more than to get something going on this power play and add an insurance tally. AJ is going to take this face-off and wins it, and Avi wasn't able to keep it in. So Nolan will chase it back. Here comes Nolan. He'll enter the zone. Nolan takes it behind the net on his backhand. To Avi at the point. Puck is rolling over to Colin. Back to Avi. Over to Nolan. He's got space. There's a shot. Fend the save. Nolan will push it along the wall to Colin. Over to Avi. Hard pass to Nolan. Over to AJ. Below the goal line. Nolan. Back to AJ. Over to Avi. There's a shot. Pat save. There's a rebound, but no one there. Colin. Back to Avi. Feeds it over to Nolan. Nolan tried to hit a weak side winger. That was Colin, just missed. A minute to go in the man advantage. Avi back to Nolan. Over to Avi. Avi recovers. Gets it to Colin. There's a shot. Save. TZ's got the rebound. In the slot. Nolan's got it. High slot. Nolan tried to pass it in front. It's in TZ's skates. Over to Avi. Back to Nolan. Nolan back to Avi. Battle in front. There's a shot. Save. Rebound. Another save. Fenn. It's loose. They score! The pride of Rye. Colin Nigro. As the Express getting pucks into the blue paint. Traffic in front. And Nigro makes it 3-0 for the Express, as all the moms here are laughing in hilarity at this backup announcer and whatever he's doing today. So a good power play by the Express. Winning face-off, maintaining puck possession, getting shots and traffic into the blue paint. And the third goal scorer of the game for the Express, Colin. Puck comes into the Express zone as off that draw, the Express had some challenges handling the puck. Avi able to headman it up to Finn. Here comes Dratty, 3-on-2. There's a pass, tried to hit Torts, cutting to the net. Just missed. Baerga will chip it in, and Jack Piers to chase it back. Sends it up to Finn Dratty. Cross ice, goes off the skate to Piers, but able to recover. And now they're going to blow the play dead, I'm guessing, for offsides. .4:28 to go, second period. TZ out with Rammer and Murph. Andy and Brett. There's a shot by Murph off the draw, blocked. I'm guessing it's about 80-20 on faceoffs for Westchester, and it's shown with the puck possession that they've been able to get as a result. Andy with the shot. That one went wide. Here's Mason. There's a drive. Tipped by TZ. Sprawling save by Fenn. So the redirection by TZ almost eluded Fenn, but he was quick and sharp and able to sprawl to cover it up. .4:07 to play. Again, state qualifier, I do not believe there is any ice cut, ice resurface, ice flooding, depending on what part of the continent you're from. So I expect we'll go straight into period 3, which is good because there's school tomorrow. Murph battling in the corner, under 4 to play in the second. They get it to the point. Andy tries to gather the puck, chips it in deep. Murph, pass off the wall. Andy, shot, save, Fenn, rebound. Went to the far side, no one was there. Brett chips it to Murph. He makes a move. Murph throws it towards the net. Hit some bodies. Somebody went flying. I'm not sure who. And coming back are the there's Briones, a shot and a tip right in front. And I think Timmy got a glove on that. There's another shot. That one gets blocked. There's a drive. Hits a stick. Goes over top of the net. So a couple of high danger chances there, and the Express will ice the puck. So the Arrows with a good counterattack and a couple of opportunities there with tips to potentially get their first one of the game. But Timmy able to make a couple saves. There's a quick shot. They may rebound. They score. So a rare face-off loss for the Express today leads to a goal, and it's Grignoli putting the Arrows on the board, and it's now 3-1. And I'll have to see exactly what happened there, but it was a quick shot off a face-off, and the rebound went to a weak side winger who was not tied up. That was Grignoli. And now here come the Express as they keep it in. Nolan curls, reverses it behind the goal line. So now 3 minutes to go in the second. Trey on a shot. That one goes off the side of the net. Battle on the wall. Nolan is there. Nolan will backhand flip it to Colin behind the goal line. Colin assessing his options as Avi pinched in from the point. And the Arrows will clear it. Nolan is all the way back in support. Nolan to Avi. There's a pass. He hit Colin. Goes right on Fenn, and Fenn will cover that one up and hang on. 2:26 to go in the second.
2:26 again? Remember my birthday is February 26th.
Face-off will come to Fenn's left. And this one won by the Arrows. And they're going to come away a 2-on-1. Here's a pass and a potential break. A shot, they score! Gertler! As the Express were just not ready coming off the face-off. And it appeared that they tried to attack the net. And it turned into a 2-on-1 the other way. And now that 3-goal lead has shriveled to 1. And the Express to use their timeout. So a rare game in which both teams exhaust their timeouts while we're still in the second period. And even the ever unflappable McGrath is unhappy with this turn of events. So 3-2 with 2:12 to go. Here's Pierce. There's a shot, and it hit the back of the post, and it did not go in. They're going to argue it. 3 officials, but one was not behind the net. And it's hard to see what happened. There are three Westchester parents. I would expect them to be more animated if that puck went in the net. So I suspect it did not. So Piers a whisker away from making it 4-2. Jack out with Torts and Dratty, Hudson and Julian. Arrows tried to get it out. It doesn't get out. Here's Piers again. Overskates it. And the Arrows clear. Julian. D to Hudson. Pass up hits Piers on the wing. And here's Piers. Has Torts going to the net. Just missed him. Julian steps up trying to keep it in. Arrows almost got it out, but they didn't. 90 seconds to go in the second period. Tortson behind the net. Off the wall. Hudson the point. Shot tipped. Hits the post. Hit the outside of the post off the tip from Hudson's point shot. Puck is chopped. There's a little move. Arrows have a chance as there's a shot goes off a leg. Again, the Express a little discombobulated. Dratty passes it to Hudson. There's a long pass, tried to hit Colin. It was broken up by Frazier. Here comes Dratty. As Avi and Tryon will jump on. There's a steal. They have Tryon cutting. Tryon shot. Fenn the save. 45 seconds to go in the period. Tryon down low. One arm to Avi at the point. There's a shot. Hit a stick, didn't get through. Nolan trying to make a move. Here's Nolan, far side. Pass, point, Avi. There's a shot. Hit a leg as well. In behind the net. Westchester now with Tryon throwing it in behind the net to Colin. 20 seconds to go. Pressure all over by the Express, trying to get another shot on net. 12 seconds to play. Puck is loose, side of the net. And now the Arrows will try to come back. And Avi will break that one up. He takes his player into the boards. And that will do it for the end of the second period. And it looks like they are doing a nice resurface at the end of 2. So we'll take about 12 minutes as they will be doing a nice resurface. 3-2 Express at the end of 2.
We'll see what kind of penalty was. It was a penalty, I think.
He knocked him off the puck.
I don't know. Let's see. No,
There you go. There he goes. Oh, they are cutting the ice. Where's the duck? So. Well, how he told.
He said he's filling it up. He said he's filling it up.
They are. The guy's coming. He's coming.
Yeah, thank you.
And welcome back for period 3. The ice resurface complete. Both teams ready to step back on. 3-2 Express. The Express jumped out to a 3-0 lead. TZ, Dratty, and then Colin on the power play. But 2 quick goals in response by the Arrows, one off a face-off and then one off a 2-on-1. And here we are with 15 minutes to play as the game is now back to being more of a nail-biter with just a 1-goal margin. One question I have, there was some chatter that there may have been a penalty called towards the end of that second period. So we'll see if someone takes the box. If they do, it might have been Avi who knocked his man off the puck. And then I think they may be saying he stayed with his man too long. And they're calling him for interference. Let's see if that indeed is the case. Avi is on the bench at the moment, but let's see. So we're just about ready to drop the puck here for period 3 from Newbridge Arena in Merrick, New York. So it does not look like there is a penalty. So a little bit of a different configuration here to start the third. Ramsey, TZ, Piers, along with Hudson and Mason. And we are underway. Puck in behind the Arrows net. And cleared up and out. It's right along the blue line, but it did come out. And now the Arrows will look to come back. Thrown on net, and Timmy squeezes it in his pads to hang on. Shot from center ice. So no penalty to start the third. That was just a false rumor. Colin, Nolan, AJ to step on, along with Mason and Hudson. Puck does not get out. Toro taken down by Nolan, no call. There's a steal. Arrows have it right in front, and Timmy will cover that one up. So, rolling puck, loose puck, things a little messy. And Avi and Tryon will step on for the Express. Wholesale change for the Arrows. And there's a quick shot off the draw. And Timmy makes the save. Nolan and Briones on the draw. Avi and Nolan in there. Couple of Arrows in the corner. They're able to get it out to Tryon. Up and off the wall. Goes behind Colin. Has to recover. He's regrouping. In the slot. Lost it, but got it out with his own momentum. And here comes Nolan. Good stick by the Arrows. Attempted pass. Avi's going to have to regroup. Gets it over to Tryon. Try on cross ice on the tape. AJ. There's a pass. Nolan hits Collins. Shot. Save. They score! Nolan Brinson! Some good passing from center. Tryon to AJ. To Nolan to Colin. Back to Nolan. And an insurance marker for the Express. It's 4-2. The fourth different goal scorer today for Westchester. And a much needed goal for the Express. Julian to chase after it. 90 seconds gone by here in the third, so lots of hockey yet to play in this state qualifier game. Torts gets it to Piers, but not out. He'll regroup and skate it out. Piers gets around a man to the blue line and over. Dratty to Piers. Didn't get the shot off. It hit the pad of Fenn. There's a shot, deflects off a stick and wide. Julian will step up to keep it in. In behind the net. Near side now. Pass off the wall to Andy. There's a shot. Went wide. Looking for a tip. Didn't get it. Frazier will play it off the glass and out. Julian swings it to Andy. Pass goes too far for Piers, and icing will be called on the Express. So a little bit of a change of D pairs. Hudson and Julian were playing together earlier, along with Andy and Brett. Now it's Hudson and Brett, along with Andy and Julian. Tryon and Avi still a pair, it appears. Here's a 2-on-2 the other way. Murphy with speed. Murphy a shot, and Fenn got a piece of that one. So Murphy took the 2-on-2 and turned it into a breakaway for himself. And a good save by Fenn. There's a shot, and Fenn makes another save off the point shot from Hudson. Kai, what is it? Yeah, I'm in the game. Bye. Interrupted by a phone call from home. No urgent matter, it does not appear. And we're back at it. Approaching 12 minutes to go here in the third. And they're going to blow the play dead. With 11:57 to go. 4-2 Express. Express had jumped out to a 3-0 lead. Arrows tightened it with 2 goals quickly in the second. Early insurance marker here in the third. Goal scorers TZ, Dratty, Colin, Nolan. Collins coming on the power play. Nolan wins the draw. Colin dumps it in deep. Puck goes behind the net. Pair of twos collide. Tryon with a good pinch. But the Arrows get the puck. Not out. Here's Colin behind the net looking for someone to cut. Hanging onto it. Spins below the goal line. Colin still dipsy-doodling. Now he's knocked off the puck, and they're going to call that a penalty on the Arrows. A slash on Mayer, who was chasing Colin. And the Express will go back on the power play. Second today. They're 1-for-1 on the afternoon. Colin on the wing to Avi on his backhand. Sends it across. Nolan Back to Avi, settles it, over to Colin. Avi up top, back to Colin. Cross ice, tried to hit Nolan, just missed him. Avi will keep it in. Colin now in support, gets it to Nolan. Westchester needs to spread it out. They get it to AJ down low. There's a pass, tried to hit Colin in front. Avi will get over there to keep it in. To Colin. Colin gets away from Avi. There's a shot. It hit a body in front. Did not get through. And Avi not able to keep it in. Avi sends it to AJ. And Westchester to regroup. 40 seconds to go on this power play. Murphy to Nolan, over to Colin. There's a shot. That one goes wide. Under 10 to play in the period. Under 30 seconds to go in the power play. And they tried to get a feed down low, unable to do so. Arrows clear. Jackson Murphy will take it behind his net. Sends it to Torts, picked up and cleared right back down the ice by the Arrows. So that will do it. The Express will drop to 1 for 2 on the power play today. 9.5 to play in the game. Pass to Dratty. Over the line. Dratty looking for some help. Gets it to Piers. Julian at the point. Drops it down low. Torts will get there first behind the net. Over to Dratty on the wing. Arrows tried to get it, unable to clear. Dratty picks it up. Approaching 9 to play in the third. That pass a little too hot to handle for Andy, and Julian will go chase it. Julian passes up and out through center. Fernandez tried to get it, but Jack Pierce broke it up. Over to Julian. Hits Andy. Chipped in by Dratty. Westchester hanging on to the puck. Still battling there. TZ comes out of it. Goes right to the front of the net. But not able to get a shot on. TZ again had a high effort goal early in this one. Gets it to the point. Julian. There's a shot. Fenn somehow saw that through traffic in front. And makes the save to hang on. Fenn also does well to not give up a rebound. Express will leave out Declan, Ryan, DeMeo, and TZ, along with Hudson and Brett. Face-off won by the Express. Shot by Mason. Glove save made by Fenn. 8:05 to play. Face-off to Fenn's left. TZ won that one. Declan gets it down low. Ryan is there. To the point, Hudson. Tried to throw it to the front. It was broken up. And here's a 3-on-2 potentially the other way for the Arrows. Player taken to the boards. Lost his stick. Darby's got it. Battling with TZ. TZ chips it past a player. And now Hudson will look to skate it up and out to TZ. TZ shouldered by Darby. Got it to Ryan. There's a shot. That one goes wide. TZ in the corner. But the Arrows are able to get it out. Here's Grignoli, one of the goal scorers for the Arrows. Throws it in front. No one there. Now a trailer puts it in front, goes off a skate, and Ryan will skate it out. Approaching 7 to play. Ryan DeMeo, a shot, glove save as he used Frazier as a screen, but Fenn with the glove to make the stop. .7:03 to play, 4-2 Express. Nolan, Colin, AJ, Avi, Tryon. Bouncing puck. Somehow the Arrows stayed on side, and now it is cleared by Nolan down the ice. That will be icing on the Express. So face off to Timmy's left with 6:49 to play. Off the draw. Nolan wins it to Avi. Tryon is there. Tried to clear it up the wall. It hit a body. Arrows, there's a shot. Hit the side of the post. Tryon gets it to Avi, and he'll look to skate it up and out. Hits Colin in stride. Has Nolan going to the net. Here's Colin. Player falls. Hits Regos. Trailer. Shot. Save. Rebound. They score! The pride of Rye. Colin Nigro with his second of the game. And that goal set up in transition. The Arrows had a shot that hit the side of the post, but they were able to break it out the other way. Avi to Colin to Nolan. Colin found the trailer as he took the pass, try on a shot, and Colin had a wide open net for the rebound. So this game has been sloppy at times, but the Express have restored a 3-goal lead at 5-2. And they're going to call a penalty off that sequence on the Express. So there was a hit on the wall and my MiFi device went flying, but they're going to call the penalty on Julian. So the Express will have to kill another penalty off. They killed 2 in the first, including a brief 5-on-3. Have not had to be down a man in some time. Grignoli at the point gets away from Nolan. Pass goes in front. It's chipped away. Grignoli at the circle throws it in front. Hit Tryon's leg, and he steered it to Nolan, who clears. Pass to Grignoli. Darby now has speed off the wall. There's a shot, and they had a weak side winger, just wasn't able to connect. And now it's picked up and fired down the ice by Tryon. Minute 20 to go in the penalty kill. 5.5 to go. Jack Pier's clearing attempt went off a leg, and so Westchester will have to try again. Puck is loose in front, and a second attempt still not out. Arrows looking for a cross-ice pass down low. And now have it behind the net. Throw it in front. There's a shot. I think Timmy got a piece of that one. Grignoli in front. There's a shot. That hit a body. Another shot. Shoulder save Timmy. And now Jack will pick it up and fire it down the ice. Express will bring 4 new players on. Declan, Ryan, Avi, and Andy. Grignoli with 25 seconds to go. Little 2-man game as they caught a player looking. Puck's in behind the net. And now coming back the other way, a potential 2-on-1. Declan a pass. He's got Ryan. Ryan, there's a shot. Save made. Declan gets the rebound as we are back to 5-on-5. Quick shot goes off the side of the net by Ryan. Below the goal line as Dratty is off the bench as we're back to 5-on-5 with 4 minutes to go in the game. 5-2 Express. Battle below the goal line. Arrows will pick it up. Toro will look to come away. There's a pass. Colin tried to pick it off. And now Andy is battling his man, Grignoli. Arrows making a change. Finn to the winger, and they get it up to Ryan. Here's Ryan, has Dratty trailing. Ryan passed to Dratty, and he got a shot off, but I think an Arrow defender got a stick in the way. Under 3.5 to go. Here comes Mayer. Mayer makes a move. Mayer one-hands it in front, and it's steered out of harm's way by Brett Mason. There's a pass. Colin tries to pick it up, and he does. Colin at center ice. He's taken down. No call there. Brett Mason to regroup. Sends it to Hudson. Hudson up to Nolan. Nolan. Rolling puck in the Arrow zone. Picked up and not out. Frazier couldn't get it out. AJ battling. 2:45 to go in the game, barring an Express collapse. Arrows trying to clear, and they do. Hudson's got time. He will regroup, turn, and skates it over the line. Hudson with a toe drag going towards the net. Puck is loose. Fenn kept it out. Nolan tried to cut to the net, lost control. Nolan now looking for someone to get it to, cleared by the Arrows, and now the Arrows have numbers the other way, but Nolan able to recover on Grignoli. Nolan chips to Avi. Avi gets it off Colin's stick and out to AJ. Here comes AJ over the line. AJ going to the net. He's sandwiched by a pair of Arrows defenders. Colin with the puck, but the Arrows will look to come back. Avi takes his man out to big check there by Avi. Tryon with the puck. Approaching 100 seconds to go in the game. Here's Tryon. Drops it to Ramsey. There's a shot. It goes wide. Murphy takes a hit in the corner. Grignoli able to backhand it, and the Arrows get it out. Puck's at center. And now it goes into the Express zone. Avi is there. Briones is there. Puck comes to the far side. Jackson Murphy gets it out of the zone. Goes behind Ramsey. Will it make it for icing? No, it will not. Last minute of play here in regulation time. 5-2 Westchester. Briones knocked off the puck by Andy Paul. Here's a potential break. Andy pass, tried to feed Murphy, but just too hot to handle on that one. Coming back the other way is Briones. There's a shot. Timmy the save. Steal. Mayer, feed, shot, save Timmy as he stops Briones on the nice setup by Mayer. Fernandez will pass it with under 30 seconds to go. Finn gets it to Jack and dumped in by Andy. So a little bit of a scare in the second period, but we're down to under 10 seconds, and the Express will win this by 3. 2 seconds to go, 1, and that will do it. So 5-2 Express, they will go to 2-1 in state qualifier games. And we will be back at it on Saturday against the Yale Junior Bulldogs at school. So again, sloppy at times, not the best performance by the Express, but able to bear down and put the game away when it mattered most. We'll see you next week.